LA police announced arrests in a sting operation that they say will likely bring more arrests in the days to come. Good evening. This is the KTLA 5 News at 5:30. I'm Cher Calvin.
And I'm Micah Ullman. For months, thieves have been making off with precious metals from around the city, leaving some neighborhoods in the dark. Today, police announced a major takedown.
Wonderful day. And it seems that Los Angeles here is having this copper wire problem. They're getting blackouts because the homeless people are just taking it, stealing it away. And with this whole thing with the copper wire being an issue, this all happens to be with the problem with Los Angeles or California's laws in general, where they just steal copper wire, or where they can steal anything up to $1,000, and they don't have to really be going to jail for it. It's just like a slap on the wrist, and it's not really considered a felony. So people just go out and steal copper wire, and it's not really good for everyone else involved, and all that great stuff, right? So it's not good for California.
From copper wire to aluminum wiring, police say they've now recovered some of the stolen property. KTLA's Jennifer McGraw reports.
Another 1,600 pounds of stolen copper recovered in a sting by the LAPD found in recycling centers in the San Fernando Valley. Critical wire to power our communities, knocking out streetlights and leaving neighborhoods in the dark.
And even train controls have been put at risk because of metal theft.
So yes, there is a metal theft problem, or rather a copper theft problem. But the big problem here is that they're not really doing anything about it. Because if you go and look at this report that I did a while ago, you'll end up finding out that they're not really doing anything to solve the problem with the theft. They are kind of just tugging under the rug and just ignoring it. And the homeless people are the ones that have been, dealing with it. Back in Oakland, they had it shut down because the homeless people kept on stealing the copper wires, and that was making Homeland area shut down, specifically the traffic lights.
Together and replace them with four-way stop signs after dealing with months of people stealing copper and then tampering with an electrical box. Neighbors tell DAW the city can't fix this problem until it deals with another one.
Really did try to fix the traffic light at least a few times, but once they fix it, normally within a week or so, it will go out again.
Tamley owns the corner auto repair shop, been here for over 25 years. He and neighbors blame the problem on repeated copper thefts. Also, they point out homeless people are stealing power from city electrical boxes. As you can see, someone is running a wire from this box to an RV.
Yeah, so again, this doesn't seem like this is necessarily a problem that they can't fix. The problem is that they don't jail these people because they don't jail the homeless with the homeless laws, and on top of that, they don't really do anything in terms of making sure they're put in jail for a good long period of time. Because again, what they do is that they just don't jail people because it's only up to around $1,000 to where it's not even considered a felony. You have to get it around that high, give or take, before they even consider jailing you. But it doesn't matter because the DAs will just remove you from jail, and you won't have to worry about it. You'll be right back on the streets. So this isn't just like a very hard thing for California that they can't solve. It's that they refuse to actually solve the issue.
Council President Paul Krikorian is fed up at the millions of dollars being spent to make costly repairs that falls on the backs of taxpayers, calling on the district attorney to make copper theft arrests a felony charge.
This is an organized form of crime that's enabled by those metal dealers, metal purchasers, who are enabling these crimes by knowingly purchasing stolen goods.
I hate this guy. I hate this guy so much. So what he's doing here is that he's going to punish the people that are buying the copper, which they don't know if the copper, put it this for instance, if they don't know the copper is actually stolen or not, and they're going to punish them for it. Hey, newsflash, moron. How about you start punishing the people that are actually stealing it and committing the crimes in the first place? Like, at that point, it's like, you're not gonna know what copper is stolen or what copper is not stolen. It's just that simple. I mean, maybe you know, maybe people that work at recycling centers or whatever know if the copper is stolen or not. Which, again, is being stolen by homeless people, so you're just going after the people that are buying it, rather than going after, you know, the people that are actually stealing it in the first place, the ones that are actually really committing the crimes. That's the insane thing here. And by the way, guys, there's one thing you guys need to start understanding. Now, if we go look at this here, look at the 1 day. Now, we can see at 1 day that copper is down, all right? And if we go look at the 5 days, it's still down. And then if we go look at 1 month, it's up. And if you do within the fast 5-year time span, which again, newsflash, this is almost kind of crazy, almost like when the war has started in Russia, it's just skyrocketed and it's just been going up and up for a while now. So the demand for copper is really high, and you're going to end up punishing people for buying copper, even though that, like, you don't even know that it's illegal, or they don't even know if it's illegal or not. That's completely insane. Again, why don't you guys go after the criminals that are doing this? The criminals are the ones that are stealing it, and they're the ones that are causing the problem in the first place. It's like, even still, even if you went after the businesses in the first place, right, for selling or buying the copper, it doesn't change anything. The people are still going to steal the copper wire, and you're still going to black out the city. You're still going to lose millions of dollars because you're not solving the actual problem. You're going after people that are they're not actually doing anything. And then at the same time, you're not going after the people that are doing the damage. It's just completely insane. I don't understand how these far left Democratic people do it this way, because it's just insane. Like, what are you guys thinking here?
The LAPD citing these faulty businesses and making arrests. The repairs of the recent crackdown are estimated to cost Los Angelenos $500,000. The LAPD announcing a similar bust last month, with another 2,000 pounds of stolen copper wire recovered. And it's not just copper, but aluminum cable, backup batteries, and even fire hydrants. In South LA, Golden State Water says they had more than 200 hydrants ripped from the ground, leaving the communities without protection.
And now you have a whole neighborhood of houses that are now in danger because we have no access for our fire department.
Thieves even adding to the destruction of irreplaceable historical monuments.
Even grave markers, which gives you a sense of the despicable nature of the people who commit these crimes.
Yes, the despicable nature of the people that commit these crimes. But you're going after the recycling centers. You're going after the companies that are just buying it rather than dealing with them. Look at this here. This is a picture right here showing that these people are stealing the copper wire. They're literally taking it and stealing it, putting it in their car, and driving away with it. And then your greatest idea in your mind is to be like, oh, we're not going to go jail those people. We're not going to slap a felony on those people, but we're going to go after the people that are buying it rather than the people that are stealing it. Again, make this make sense to somebody, all right? And it's like, it makes no sense. It literally makes no sense. So yeah, your whole type of county, your whole area is becoming uprooted because you guys refuse to penalize the people that are stealing it, refuse to penalize the homeless that are stealing it, and it is a catastrophe. At some point, you'll end up having no actual recycling centers or whatever in your area. Put this into perspective here, right? Let me really think about this. If you did this, and you went after a lot of these recycling centers, they're going to say, oh, we're not going to accept any metals or anything at all, and then that starts plummeting, and then the recycling centers may go out of business because you're saying, like, oh, well, you guys are illegally stealing this. Like, no, they're not always doing this. They're just buying what they are giving them. Some people just have a lot of copper wire to give them, and you're going to say, like, oh, well, we're going to go after these people. No, go after the people that are actually stealing it, that are actually committing felonies that you should be placing felonies on, and leave the other businesses alone.
LAPD says they're coming for these crooks.
I just want to be very clear and direct. that our reach is far. We will surveil them and investigate wherever the case leads us, and we will take effective action against both the individual committing the crime and the cook and recycler who is taking those metals in.
So yes, they're all doing this. Now, there's one thing here. It's kind of funny, actually. You know, here's the funny thing. This actually requires you to put them in jail and to make them have consequences and punish them. But of course, we all know California is anti-putting people in jail, so that probably won't work because they have to be prosecuted, put in jail, and whatever, and, you know, have all that great stuff happen. But that probably will happen because, again, California's been pretty anti-jail for a while now, so I don't see that changing. On top of that, I've seen a comment here that says, about time they go after the enablers. Thieves have no incentive to steal if there are no buyers. Yeah, and that means also that if there are no buyers, you have no recycling centers, so therefore you crash your entire recycling center market, and you doom everything else that's around you. So, I don't see it. That's just such dumb thinking, I don't even know how to even comprehend it. On top of that, too, the thieves are going to have a center regardless. They'll just sell it to the black market. They'll sell other places as well, and it wouldn't change anything. So, again, the point being is that you are going to go back to selling it to people. They're going to buy it. They don't know if it's stolen or not. And then you're going to crack down on them. They leave, crashing the economy in that area. Also, making you lose other areas as well. And then, on top of that, it's not going to change anything, even if that was the case, because guess what? They're still going to steal, and it's not going to fix the problem, because the people that are committing the crimes are going to keep committing the crimes. What? That's like, oh, let's just ban guns. Well, the people that are going to go and shoot you are still going to go and shoot you because well, obviously they're going to get the guns anyways. So it's stupid to have this way of thinking. It really is. The fact that these people are so dumb that they think that, like, oh, yeah, let's just go after the enablers because they're enabling these people to they're enabling these people to steal. No, the Los Angeles, California is enabling these people to steal because they're not putting them in jail. They're the ones that are not allowing this to happen. I mean, they're just buying product because they don't know if it's stolen or not. Like, plain and simple. Now, sometimes that it would be stolen, okay, yeah, you go after them. But again, I think that's very far in between. They don't know if it's stolen or not. So, if it's not stolen, you can't really go after them because that's a problem. And then two, as I've always been saying, you can't really fix it. You gotta go out and take out the thieves. So, again, the people of LA are doomed because they're all a bunch of idiots, and then it goes to show as well that their police force and etc., their politicians are also idiots, because if they're coming up with these solutions, they're not going to solve anything. They're just going to keep on doing it over and over again, and they're going to be wondering, why does this keep on happening? Well, we kind of told you idiots, that this is not the solution. You should probably go after the thieves that are actually stealing it in the first place, because they're the cause of it, but you know, what do I know, right? Alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share.
I'm disgusted by what I see in public. Even people closest to us can't be trusted. This is algorithmic disease, the social media.
As always, take care, my friend.